Welcome to a very windy 1982 Acropolis rally. The weather here in Greece for the past week for practice has been very poor with rain and cloud, but it now seems that the rally is going to enjoy the customary sunshine. Last year's unfortunate team, Audi, as some of you will remember, were disqualified for an oil cooler infringement on the Works Quattros. This year they're back in force with French lady driver Michel Mouton backing up Hannu Mikkola in the #1 factory car. We have normal factory driver Franz Witzmann in a privately entered Quattro, and filling the #3 factory seat is the young Italian Michele Cianotto in the R6 sponsored car. Opel have entered 3 cars this rally, one for current championship leader Walter Roll. The other is for Henry Toivonen, who recently had a good second overall in the Welsh International Rally in Great Britain, and having his first overseas World Championship event is British champion Jimmy McRae. Datsun have entered cars for Timo Salonen, Tony Pond and Safari winner Shaker Mekta. In the past, Datsuns have always fared well on the Acropolis because their cars, although slightly heavily laden than the other vehicles and a little underpowered, are very, very strong, therefore provide particularly good vehicles for this type of event. Well, what are the stages and the route itself? As you can see, at the moment I'm standing on a very rough stage, which in actual fact is the end of stage 1, the 42-kilometre Mount Parnes. The stages are incredibly rough. In fact, they're some of the roughest I've certainly seen, with ruts between 12 and 18 inches deep. There seems to be no escape at the side of the roads. They're strewn with boulders, and there's either banks or drops in this particular region. So obviously cars and crews alike are both going to be working very, very hard to even see the first night's rest at Kalambaka. Moving on to the rest halts, and in fact the rally route itself, the rally starts at the foot of the famous Acropolis in the centre of Athens and winds its precarious way up through the mountains to its first night's rest halt at Kalambaka, which is very near Mount Olympus. The crews rest there for some 12 hours before starting off early on Tuesday morning and heading their way back through some of the stages they competed in on Monday, stages around Delphi, and in fact back down this way near Mount Parnes, before their evening's rest halt at Lagonissi on the coast, 22 kilometres from Athens.
Championship leader Rallyt leads the field over Mount Parnes, just 25 kilometres from the Acropolis in Athens. Marco Elaine in the fragile Lancia bounces down in 3rd place. Mikkola is quickest, but his glory is short-lived. Stage 2 finds him sidelined again with car failure. Toivonen is 2nd quickest, 16 seconds down over the 42 kilometres. Mouton is 4th, 38 seconds behind her team leader. The first 11 kilometres are smooth tarmac hairpins, but the rest is so rough, like entering via the front lobby and exiting down the laundry chute. Vudafieri punctures and is caught by Tony Pond. Whitman too falls victim to the surface in Quattro #3. Whilst Chaka Meta, with wind in his tyres, is nearly a minute slower. Jimmy McRae starts well, with 6th fastest time. Local ace George Moshus leads the Greeks, beating even Tony Corello, acknowledged Parnes expert. By stage 5, Whitman's up to 5th. Meta storms the fearsome Distomo staircase. Last year's leading Greek crew, Mashoutis and Silef, in their Fiat Arbath 131. Vudafieri's miserably short run is nearly over, and he never makes it over the mountain. The top 10 are already down to 7. This is George Moshus' younger brother, Michael, making a mess of things. Now to Sakir and stage 9, where Marco Elaine led at the start. But 43 rough kilometers are no place to keep a fiberglass Bitzer car ahead of a Quattro. Mouton is well over a minute quicker and takes a lead she is never to lose. With Chinotto now out 2, the Quattros are down to 2. Whitman is putting in some fast times, including a fastest at Aliki, and will reach Karambaka 5th. Mr. and Mrs. Mater know how to pace themselves over this endurance event and lie comfortably 8th, 16 minutes behind the leader. George Machus in the work Sylvia reaches Karambaka 9th, just a second up on rival Machutis in the Fiat. That backdrop means that every rally pressman in the world stands here to take his pictures. So guess where Michelle has her little indiscretion. What a way to start the morning and the run back to Athens. The rest of the top 10, second Toivonen, 24 seconds back. Third Röhrl, over a minute down. Timo Salonen, 4th. And there's no help from Pond, who dropped out yesterday. Next, Whitman, who is 6.5 minutes ahead of 6th placed Jimmy McRae. 7th, Marco Elaine, after a variety of troubles. 8th, Shaka Mehta with Yvonne. 9th, Machus, always spectacular in his efforts to stay clear of Machutis. With no Works Toyotas present, Germany's Kurt Fritzinger is left to uphold the marque's reputation in 11th spot. The most beautiful stage in the rally is Tsuka, where the hairpin descent from the mountain drops the cars into this sweet-smelling cypress-strewn valley. We are halfway back to Athens, but the event is still young. Mouton is piling on the pressure and has already opened up a 2 to 3 minute advantage over Walter Röhrl, who is driving never seems likely to threaten the little lady from Grasse. But with Toivonen held up, he's inherited second. Salonen still there, and now third, but trouble will strike the big Datsun, and he's destined not to reach Athens. Whitman's up to 4th. Marco's problems go on. The little sports racers had its rear suspension welded up, a new gearbox, and next to break, the throttle cable. Jimmy and Ian are beginning to feel at home in world company, though if you're not first on the road, the dust can be a real hazard. At least the old Datsun Violet can be relied upon to stay in one piece, and that's just what 5-time Safari winner Mater's banking on. This event's too long and too tough for wild heroics. Whenever the Greek army chopper comes into earshot, we know it's Vachus on his way. Following him all the way, the camera ship ignored the world stars in favor of patriotism. Somehow, it looks safer in the car. And who needs a helicopter with a view like this? One of the few all-tarmac stages in the event, the road up from the coast into the mountains south of Delphi has been bypassed, leaving the old route with no use at all, except for the annual thrash by the world's top rally stars. And this is the last we see of Salonen and Seppo Harjan. Is Whitman going to reach Athens in an Audi 1-2? Röhrl is in his sights. McRae revels in a tarmac stage. Little does he know how well placed he will be at the halt. George is still impressive. Shadowed as usual by Paul Mashutis. Henry Toivonen, angered by his axle troubles, is putting in a spirited attempt to get back on terms. Whilst Marco Alain has little spirit left as he recalls his troubled run.
No, you know, I having many problems in yesterday. I having problem in suspension, and also I changing gearbox, and I pay in 22 minutes, and today in problem in suspension again, and before this date I pay 17 minutes, no, 23 minutes in time control, and now my accelerator, what you say, this cable is broken.
So really the rally for you has been a very fraught one so far then?
Yeah, many problems.
Just very quickly, obviously the rally has been a problem for you, but how are you finding the car in general? Do you like it to drive?
No, you know, this car is not many powers now. But in coming new engine in June, and first rally in 1000 legs, I'm sure his car is ready in 1000 legs and winning car.
So really this is just further development for the car?
This is carburetor engine, and you know, in also testing.
The little Lancia went no further as time for the team ran out, but Michel has no such worries, only the roads.
Yes, it's very rough because it was raining a lot, and of course the roads are very bad, but you know, this is Greece in every case, and we are still here, so that means we can do this rally.
We were talking to Walter just now, and he was saying that he felt that points weren't quite as important as overall victories or positions. How do you feel about that, chasing him hard?
You know, I think for him, if he finished behind second, I think it's very good because they have more points than us, and for us, if we can win, it's fantastic also. So I understand his position, but I try to manage the car and to finish the rally.
Just very quickly, the rally's still got a long way to go. How do you feel about the last stages? Difficult?
Not really, because we have a lot of minutes in front, and we can go slowly. You know.
Thank you, Michel.
The girls charge off into the night and to the rest halt at Laganisi, whilst Walter outlines the current positions.
First is Michel, second I am, third was Timo, about 10 seconds behind me. He was pushing very hard, but I think he stopped on last stage with some problems. That seems Wittmann is third and Meta is fourth.
So the rally is still very close?
Yes, of course, and it will be very difficult tomorrow on Peloponnese. It was here 4 times, and I have never seen so rough roads like this year. It seems it was a very raining winter time, and it's really hard for a car. It's absolutely in Europe. it's a most difficult road for a car. Up to now it was going everything how I was planning. I was going carefully but fast, of course, and my speed is a question not of the other ones. I choose my speed, and even if they go faster, it doesn't matter. I think that's maximum which I can do with my car, and up to now it works.
Obviously, a result for you here is very important. The point situation is such that you will almost certainly win the championship if you win outright or get well placed here, yes?
Okay, of course, that's important, but I think it's not enough to make only points if you want to win World Championship. You have to win rallies.
Fred Gallagher, Henry Toivoninen's co-driver. We missed you earlier on, and I think you're now running a little late on the road. Can you tell us about that, Fred?
Yeah, we had to change an axle earlier on today, and we lost about 19 minutes on the road due to that. So that's why we're back in the running a bit.
Why was that? Just because of the rough stages?
I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe we changed axles last night, and I think there was something wrong with the new one that they put in. That could have been the problem.
And what is your position in the rally now?
It depends on Whitman. He's stopped a few, well, on a road section a bit back with broken steering. It depends if he gets going quite quickly. Salinen's just stopped. Who knows, it could be about 4th or 5th again now. Looks as if the Opals could be 2, 3, 4 if Whitman doesn't come.
Next evening, the third leg starts west of Athens at Iosionis. Michelle extends her lead by 5 seconds. Yes, it's true. This fella came through between Mouton and Röhrl. Only 4 runners left out of the top 10. Röhrl second. McRae a magnificent third. But he's caught here by Toivonen. Mater's up to 5th. With the leading home crew now 6th and still flinging it about. Skate on mud, Leonidas and Kokinis. Japanese crew Iwashita and Nakahara are 9th. The second Mushu's brother completes the top 10, but his rally is nearly run, and the night claims another victim. From here, the route crosses the incredible Corinth Canal, started by Nero and only completed by the French in the 1880s. This narrow strip of water divides the mainland of Greece from the Peloponnese, the mountainous, fingered peninsula which extends into the Aegean. The central mass is dominated by Mount Parnon, and it is around this mountain that the last night and a day are fought out by the weary crews. During the night, the order has changed only a little, with Mouton and Röhrl holding station, albeit with the gap now widened to 10 minutes. Has seen his third place changed to 6th with an electrical problem. Through the night, he put up many fastest times and has regained 5th from Mushus and is now within 2.5 minutes of Mater. Mushus is still just ahead of Mashutis on the road, but the timesheet shows a difference of half an hour. Further back, the grueling event continues to take its toll. There are only 29 still running out of 150 who left Athens 4 days ago, and those that are left are very much the worse for wear. Over Parnen for the second time, and only 3 stages left. Röhrl is forced to make do with second, 12 minutes adrift. Toivonen and Gallagher will finish third, 9 minutes further back. The Maters in a fine 4th place. More electrical trouble on the very last stage will push McRae back to 6th, behind Mushus. From the island of Poros on the eastern shore of the Peloponnese, a 2-hour ferry voyage allows the crews time to clean up and relax before facing the Athenian traffic on the dash to the Acropolis and the tumultuous reception in the Olympic Stadium at its foot. A 3rd World Championship victory for a fine driver, achieved so fittingly in a matriarchal country where athletic endurance has from ancient times been so greatly admired.
You know, it's this rally it's so difficult to finish without problem and to get the finish line that you must be very happy because the roads are very rough and you know, behind there was a lot of driver also behind and trying to get my place, and you must be very happy for all the team and for me also.
Your winning margin was how much exactly?
Much? It's 13 minutes and 39 seconds.
13 minutes and 9 seconds.
39 seconds.
So anyone that thinks that Michel Mouton has just got a quattro is well out now. Michel, all the very best. The atmosphere, fantastic. Very well done.
Yes, it's very fantastic, and you know, it's difficult to say how I feel, but it's very a big pleasure to see a lot of people looking for what we are doing, and they are very happy, I think, also.
One very last question, which is a little difficult perhaps. The next round of the championship could see you overtaking Walter or perhaps drawing level. Could we possibly see a lady world champion this year?
I don't want to think about the world championship, you know. I want to think about each event, and we will see on the finish.
Michel Mouton, once again, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.